y'all, it's Leslie with Follow the Petals, and welcome to my backyard garden today. Back here I have a couple different plants, some of which will be going into the backyard and some which I'll take over to the front, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. The first plant that I have is this yucca. Now this plant was given to me for free by a neighbor who was getting rid of it, and so it's planning to go. I'm planning to put it in this corner that I have over here. It's a nice big area that I think this yucca will fill nicely. So we'll go ahead and get that in the ground. And then over here I have a recent addition. This is a gift, and it is an Inaba Shidare. I hope I'm saying that right. I'll put the word on the screen, but it is a type of Japanese maple. It's a weeping, it's got a weeping habit, so it kind of flows its arms down. It gets about 5 feet tall from what I understand in my South Texas Zone 9B region, and about 8 feet wide at maturity. So that's going to go into my front yard today, and I'll show you how we get that planted up. And then the last thing that I'll be putting into the ground are some annuals. So in a recent video, I did a seed starting adventure, my first indoor seed starting adventure, and the seeds have grown up and they are ready to be planted. So just a quick recap, what I have over here in the container are some lupine, and then over here are also some lupine. I have some sweet alyssum, some bunny tails, and then some zinnias, and then some zinnias on the side of the container here. So what I'll be doing is getting these planted up in my front so that they can go ahead and get comfortable in their new location. So that sounds good to you? Let's go ahead and get started.
So I'm going to go ahead and get the hole ready for the yucca to go into. The soil back in this area is really amazing. I've put a lot of mulch down over time, and it's broken down and made the soil really nice and rich and loamy, which is a nice change from the clay, sticky clay that it started out as. So I got the mulch for free from my local city parks and recreation department a while ago, and I put that down on top of some cardboard. So it was grass, then cardboard, then the free mulch, and then I put leaf litter on top of that I just collected from around the neighborhood. So it's really easy to dig into the soil. Once I get the hole, I'm just going to put some water in it so it's nice and moist and ready to receive my brand new free yucca that my neighbor was nice enough to let me have when I saw him out in the street and asked him what he was doing. He didn't want the yucca anymore, and it has a perfect spot right here where it's going to go. So I'm going to take it and just pull it over to where I can finagle it out of the cart. It's super heavy, so I found the best thing to do was just to take that Gorilla cart and dump it over on its side. And once I did that, I was able to gently, by the base of the plant, kind of, push it into its position. Now this is a big yucca. They get about 3 to 4 feet tall and wide, and this one is already about there. Where it's going, it will get full sun for about 5 or 6 hours, and then it's going to go into the shade, which I think it'll appreciate in this hot Texas sun. I'm just going to push the soil up against the base and tamp it in good to make sure no air pockets. Then I'll put the leaf mulch back, and it's good to go.
All right, so the yucca is in position. The only thing I still need to do is water it in, but I'll do that here in a minute. I don't have a hose that reaches out this far, so I do need to hand water it until I get one. But while I was putting that in the ground, found a little treat over here. It's one of the hummingbird bushes that I thought I lost. I scraped it, and you can see that green, so it's very much still alive, but it was where the yucca is now, and I just dug it up and moved it over here. So super happy to find that little gem. Anyway, I'm going to get this watered in real quick, and then we will go ahead and put in the Japanese maple out in front. Okay, so this is looking down at my front garden bed, and where I'm going to be planting the Japanese maple is right in the center there. And then I think on the edges is where I'll tuck the bunny tails and the, the lupine there on the edge. So this is an overview, so it makes more sense.
Y'all, I am super excited to be able to finally add a Japanese maple to my very own garden. I have always thought they were one of the most beautiful plants out there. And so I was super excited when this one was gifted to me by someone very special not too long ago. Now, the Japanese Inaba Shidare is a fast-growing Japanese maple that's hardy in zones 5 to 9. It's hardy to minus 20 degrees, which is excellent. Now, where I'm placing it, it's going to get about 5 hours of sun in the morning into the early afternoon. And after that, it's going to go into the shade, which I think it's going to appreciate. Now, right now, there's no leaves on it or anything like that. But from what I understand, they will be here later in the spring. So with that said, y'all, we're just going to wait and watch this thing bloom and see what it can do. And I can't wait to give you an update later. All right, so the Japanese maple is in position, and I think it's a perfect spot. It's got that pretty weeping form that you can see, the way that the branches curve over and then heading downward. So someone has started to train this up real nice. This came from a 3-gallon pot, so it's a 3-gallon Japanese maple, and I'm not planning to plant anything else in the center there, just so we can have all the space to do what it wants to do. So now that that's in, I'm going to go ahead and get in the annuals, and the annuals I'll just pop in around these asparagus ferns that you see on the edges, all the way around, and around the Chinese snowball bush, which is there in the center. So I'm going to get the loop in. I think we'll take this box here. And also, I think we'll save these for the side yard. So I'll take these guys. They look ready to thrive. And then also the bunny tails. And I think let's do this one. So I'll save the other stuff for the side bed. I think this will be pretty good up front. So I was able to get almost everything planted up that I wanted to get done today. You saw the yucca in the back. I got the Japanese maple in the front, and also most of my annuals planted up around the side of that front bed. Only thing I didn't get to today is this side garden bed. I still need to put some of the bunny tails, zinnias, and lupine back over here, but just ran out of oomph, so we'll come back and do that at another time. I was able to get the yard cut and I got it fertilized, and so that got squared away. So we'll come back at another time and get that side bed planted up. Also, I was able to get some herb planters hung up, and I'm looking forward to planting those up
with some common herbs that I used to cook with really soon. So you'll see that in a future video, but for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.